Hey there, folks. I'm Isaac, and I'm DK, Donkey Kong. I'm not going to do the rest of the rap for you.
No, that's the bonus content. That's the boat go.
Oh yeah. Give us $5 and on Patreon that doesn't exist yet, and we will do the DK rap.
And I'm Claire, and I'm apparently a marketer. And this is
Make That Game,
where we pitch the latest,
the greatest
new video game ideas
that aren't gonna get made this decade. Maybe next decade.
I don't know.
Maybe somebody will pick them up.
We never know. But we do pitch shows on this show. We don't pitch shows, we pitch games, which could be shows. Game shows?
Yeah, they could. Well, they could be game shows. We should step into that territory. We could pitch game shows.
It's called Make That Game, so...
Make that game show.
Make that game show.
Ooh, here we go. I think we'd have some good ideas for game shows.
I think so, too.
Yeah, but today I do bring to you an idea of a video game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just jumping right in.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm done with the small talk. I'm
okay.
I'm done with that
All
nonsense.
right.
People want content.
Dive
I'm here to
in.
deliver the content.
Dive on in.
So, yet again, Isaac comes up with a game idea, but he doesn't come with an aesthetic or a name or any of that. He just comes with pure gameplay. And what this gameplay is it is a how do I break it down without like just explaining the whole thing? Maybe I'll explain the whole thing.
I was going to say, I think explaining the whole thing is the point, right?
Right, explain it. But like, I like to start with like a genre description, kind of like give people like a taste of what they're about to get into, so that they know to skip when Isaac has another insane idea. But today, I guess I'm gonna have to just jump right into it. So, all right, this is. I just did it again. I'm just trying to summarize it, but okay. Step 1. Gameplay takes place within a room. The room can have various shapes. It can have various sizes, but at the end, all of a single session of game, it is broken down into levels, which are singular rooms. There is never a time where you cross doors or move from one room to another room, like during a level or session, or however you want to break it down. 2, you control a single character. 3, there are enemies that are trying to defeat your character by touching you. And 4, the only method that you have of defeating these enemies before they defeat you is by attaching strings to the walls and various protrusions and corners of the room. So, like you could consider yourself kind of like a spider. A
Spider-Man.
A Spider-Man, yeah. It could be a Spider-Man, but instead of swinging around, like you get fairly close to the wall. Then you can shoot out one end of the string, and it sticks to the wall. And then you can move to another area, shoot out the other edge, and the other end of the string, and it sticks to another point on the wall. And now you have a line that's going across the room, whatever shape that be. And when enemies cross these lines, they take damage, but you also yourself cannot cross those lines yourself.
You can't, or you take damage?
You take damage, yeah. So you set up the lines. They're hazardous to both you and your enemies. It's hard to describe it in abstract. This is why people come up with themes or something, because then I can be like, oh, you're a spider and you shoot web, and on one side, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm just describing like abstract shapes, and I hope people can follow this. But so yeah, that's the main method of doing it. So it's kind of like Snake in that you cannot like cross the path that you've done again because you're setting up this string, but you have control.
Like a spider web.
True, because spiders specifically walk on their web. But this is different. This is a whole. So I guess you can't be a spider in this game. No theme yet. The other thing going on here is you can take away the strings that you've set up, so that you can reopen navigable paths for yourself if you're like stuck in a corner. And the other thing about this is you can like elementally fuse these strings to do different types of damage, which might interact with enemies in different ways. So like there might be things in the room that will electrically charge your string that you've placed, and that will do more damage to water enemies and less damage to dirt enemies or something. So then you also have to think strategically of how to get these different strings set up, doing different effects to counter different enemies based on the shape of the room, while you're also dodging enemies and your own strings that you've set up. And it's one of those games where it's like a simple concept. I hope it's a simple concept.
I think it is. I think you're selling yourself short here. It's not that complicated.
Yeah. So it's a fairly simple concept which just builds on top of each other. Like you can layer a couple different things on it, and there's just enough levers where you can kind of create a large amount of different, I'm going to say transformations. That's not the right word, but configurations of gameplay where like, okay, at a very basic level, you have your basic string, which is like a razor wire or something. And there's like 3 enemies in the room that you have to dodge. But then, if we make the room L-shaped, then it makes it harder to dodge enemies or whatever, and it makes it more interesting. Like, yes, you can put a string in like the corner of the L, and it'll get enemies. But what about the enemy that's in the length of the L that you're in right now? How do you deal with that without like cutting off your own paths? Mm-hmm. And then here's a level with a rock enemy. And it goes up and up and up, and there's man, why can't I think of the word I'm trying to say? But many different like levels that you could build from this singular concept. So that's my game idea, which has no name and is abstract shapes and concepts. And how about you? Do you have everything but the abstract shapes and concepts for your game?
Pretty much. That's how it goes.
Perfect.
Isn't it? My game's called Bloopum.
Bloopum?
Yep. And it's a game where you have big colorful fish that are big circles, and they're not real fish, and you place them in places.
They're not real?
No, because they're gonna bloop. They're gonna bloop like a water balloon.
Oh.
But they're pretty.
Okay, yeah.
And you place them on like an obstacle course that you design, and then it's like a domino, like Rube Goldberg machine thing. So you like shoot like a pinball through it, and it goes bloop, 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 bloop.
All right, so they like roll through the course.
Yeah.
And is it sort of like a mini golf kind of situation where you like set the power and direction, and then they roll in that, and you're trying to hit par?
Yeah, but there's lots of like fun things going on.
Like spikes that can pop your bloops?
Sure, why not? Like I said, it's all vibes here.
Okay.
Isaac's the technical thinker, and I'm the one who's like, bloopum. The game of bloops.
I love it. I love the bloops already. I've known the bloops for 20 seconds. And I would already, if anything happened to them, I would kill everyone. I mean,
we could do it like Pokemon, where like they're quote unquote real, but like if they get popped or squished, then they just go to sleep and come back. Like we could also do that. Yeah, they deflate.
They lose their water, and a powerful bloop has a lot of water inside of it. I mean, also in the Pokemon route, you could have different bloops that do different things.
I think you should have that, but not as far as Pokemon goes with it. Like it's like
like 6 bloops.
Yeah, it's like green bloops are faster, but then harder to control. Like very, very easy things.
Yellow bloops handle sand well.
Yeah, whatever.
Armored.
I mean,
bloops.
Now it does just seem like a variation on mini golf and also a video game.
Yeah, and that's awesome, and that's a good idea, and I love it. And like a water balloon fish thing behaves completely differently than
a ball.
Ball, so.
No, that's true. It would be floppy. That's why it's a bloop. It's blooping them. It's blooping around. Look, folks, I had a week, which is sad because it was only 3 days.
But
I do feel like a full week happened in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where bloopums come from.
Okay, well, I actually unironically love bloopums as an idea. So if that's what you produce after a whole 3-day week, I can't imagine how powerful your full ideas are going to be going forward.
A bloopum your game crossover where you have to like hit the bloopums through the trap that you've created with lines.
Yes.
That's a spin-off game.
Yes, a crossover spin-off. Perfect. Okay.
That's 3 game ideas. So
That's, yeah.
we actually overshot it.
Folks, you just got 3 different game ideas.
You need to name your game, though. Wires crossed.
Ooh, there we go.
This is why you keep me around.
That's the sole reason, actually. Yeah. Wires crossed. Wow, I like that. And then it is wires, and yeah, okay, yeah. All right, we've got it.
And we could even build off that in some theming too, like
wires crossed, X like a crossed, bloopums.
Yeah, I mean that's the crossover.
Wires X bloopums.
Wires X bloopums. All right. Well, now we've pitched games, which means it's time for us to ask a game design question. And I'm supposed to ask the question.
Well, how about instead of asking a question, we have a little discussion.
Okay.
And this can be unhinged, maybe, but
okay.
One of us, I forget who it is, I think it was you, just said the word spin-off.
Oh, my goodness.
And we recently learned some things about spin-offs.
That's true. Also, our questions are really more discussion starters.
Yes, that's really what it is. Maybe if it was the first thing we did, we could say, oh, game design icebreaker or something. But like, we're already past the icebreaker.
We've broken the ice.
But anyways, Kirby.
You
were looking at a wiki. And Dream Buffet, the game where you roll around
and eat little strawberries.
That is like unrelated to the mainline Kirby's and gameplay. The only thing it does is share a character and theme.
Right.
Is not a spin-off.
No, it is a spin-off.
Oh, that was a spin-off.
That was a spin-off.
Okay, that makes sense to me. What was the one that didn't make sense to me?
Kirby's Epic Yarn was also a spin-off.
Oh, see? Well, there we go. Kirby's Epic Yarn. Definitely, I mean, I've never played it.
We've seen it.
But we've seen it, and it looks like a Kirby game. I don't understand. What's with spin-offs? What are people doing with these spin-offs?
Yeah, and then also Kirby Tilt and Tumble, which is basically just a tilty Kirby game. Like, there's no... Like, yeah, it's just like a tilt game themed Kirby.
Yeah.
Is not a spin-off.
You see, that blows my mind.
See, I agree.
How is that not... like, in my head, a spin-off is when you deviate from the core, like, established drastically.
I think there's the question and the discussion. It's
That's
like, what
true.
is it? Because I actually hadn't heard of spin-offs before. I was in the Kirby... Well, not the Kirby Wiki, like, today, but... trying to break through in the Kirby speedrunning community. And I've been in the Discord for a while, and they have all the categories for Kirby, and like one of them is spin-off games. And I was like, oh, like I never thought about games as spin-offs. They're just all games of that genre, I guess. Like, I don't know. So it is like the question really is, what defines a spin-off? Why do we have to even define it?
Well, just because people are so obsessed with doing sequels and like continuing IP and stuff. So like Pokemon, they have the mainline games. And then they have like Arceus was a spin-off. And Arceus wildly deviates from like the normal themes.
Does it? Maybe. I mean, maybe because I've only played Scarlet Violet and Arceus, but they seem the same.
No. Well, Arceus has like a completely different battle system, completely different exploration system, completely different like general game setup.
It does not have a different exploration system. It's the same. What?
You broke me here. This is another move jump suck situation.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I think the battling, there's different concepts to the battling. I know that, like, there's but they're inherently to me the same.
No.
It's turn-based. They have specific moves that are that are the same.
No, because the moves are different, and that caused me a lot of consternation in Arceus. Because the moves weren't what I was expecting them to be. Like, because like I look at tackle and I say tackle that has 40 power and 20 PP. That's not how it worked in Arceus. I'm pretty sure it had a wildly different number.
I do think this is a move dunk up scenario because to me I'm like, who cares what PP it is? Like
we're talking because we're intrinsically talking about the mechanics here.
I guess, but
and
like to me
in Pokemon, the normal games you have a speed stat.
Yeah.
And sometimes moves have a quality called priority, and the turn order is based on the speed stat. In Arceus, you can modify whether you've got a strong move or a quick move. Moves have inherent speed values. It's not determined by like the
Okay.
Pokemon's speed value.
Okay, but like, okay, so using that as an example, in Kirby and the Forgotten Land, the fly mechanism is very different. The hover mechanism is very different. You can only hover for a certain amount of time. You can use your little air puffs to like poof people. You can like, it's different. So is that different enough then? Because it's...
I would say...
But it's not a spin-off.
So it's not a spin-off, but I would say that it is a drastic departure from previous games in the series.
Okay, so then why is Arceus not just a drastic departure from previous games in the series?
Because it is defined as a spin-off.
Yeah, I think what we've really landed on is it is literally just semantics. Like some random person decides this is a spin-off and it's not part of the series. And that's
it's not part of the canon basically.
Yeah.
And
Which,
it's usually smaller games that do a completely different idea.
Like to me, the like Dream Buffet makes complete sense. As a spin-off because it's like you said, it's a smaller game. It's basically using the theming, but it has nothing else to do with anything. It definitely doesn't have story. It's just kind of like there. But other ones don't seem to. I'm wondering if Epic Yarn does just because the visuals are so drastically different. Maybe.
Yeah, I wonder if they might not have copy powers.
We really need to play Epic Yarn.
That's what we're learning. That's the
Wii,
real discussion.
So we're in a little pickle.
We're going to have to borrow a Wii. Viewer, please mail your Wii to us.
Please, if you have a Wii that's gathering dust in your basement, please mail it to us, and we'll play Kirby's Epic Yarn. Thank you.
Yeah, if you also have Kirby's Epic Yarn, mail that too. But if not,
we'll
figure it out.
Great.
We'll figure it out.
We can figure that part out more easily than we can get a Wii just to play one game. I wonder if the library rents Wiis.
Ooh.
I know they rent video games.
Okay, well, we'll have to check that out. Folks, go to your library.
Support
your local library.
Speaking of categorization, did you know libraries have many categories of all different kinds of books you could learn? They have a card catalog full of books.
Wow, Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah. Check it out. Literally. Anyway.
Oh my God. That pun.
I love the library, okay? And that you can play video games at the library, you can check out video games at the library. It's very related to our conversation.
Some libraries have 3D printers.
They do. I 3D printed a little turtle that said "Boy Bye Turtle Hi." And the librarian said, "Did you know this has words on it?" And me and my friend said, "We designed it. We designed it from scratch."
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
It's on purpose. Yeah. So, are we ready then? It seems like do you want to have more discussion on spin-offs? Do you have anything?
No, I thought we were
words?
transitioning into the rapid fire round, so I was getting ready for that.
That was me transitioning.
Okay,
that was me transitioning, was asking for any final thoughts, and then I was going to find the link that I definitely have somewhere where I can find our random words, because what we're about to do is the rapid fire round, where we generate 3 random words. We have 5 minutes to come up with a game. Based on those 3 words, we also have to come up with a name for that game. Isaac, are you ready for our first 3 words?
Yeah, and I'm going to start on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Temple. Loss.
Legend of Zelda.
Health.
Oh, lost health?
I know.
That's just the random generator was just like, yeah, video game. Yeah, it's a game where you lose health.
It's a game that's a video game.
And you have temples.
Okay, wait. No, let's go hard on this. Let's like parody. It's a parody of a video game.
It's a
kind of like that game we watched on SGDQ this year that were like you die all the time and it was jokey and funny.
I Want to Be the Guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Something like that, but like different.
Okay. Okay. It can be a parody of the Legend of Zelda games because when I think of temples, I think Legend of Zelda. And we do have Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom on the brain. We have been playing that a lot, and it does have temples.
Yes.
And so I'm imagining it to play a lot like Link's Awakening, or AKA one of the 2D Zelda games, where it's an above view.
Okay.
You go around, you get to the temples, you collect items, fight enemies, lose your health. The parody aspect, besides just like the dialogue being self-aware.
What if you're playing someone who's playing a video game?
Oh my God.
So like it's just like this extra level. And like every now and then your like mom or partner or cat will be like, stop playing video games.
Okay, but no, you've actually got a pretty interesting thing going on here. Like, you're controlling the person in the video game.
Yeah.
But within the video game, the middle layer, there can be events that cause you to be distracted from the video game, like a cat coming up and blocking your screen, or like a sibling tugging the controller out of your hands or something.
Yeah.
And then like that leads to like quick time events or something.
You would definitely think of siblings, whereas I'm over here as an only child. Like, no one would ever bother me except a cat.
Or maybe my parents.
But I do what I want.
So, no, this is great, actually. Yeah. So it's like a little quick time event for like petting your cat enough so that they leave satisfied. But it takes you away from the game, and then you like if that happens in the middle of a boss fight, you got to restart the level.
So basically, it's like being frustrated the game.
Yeah,
but I think it's good because the idea is that you'd get so into the game that you'd forget that you're playing the game and not just the game, and then a cat shows up, and you're like, what? No.
Okay. And so, I think that we should do the classic boring parody thing of. We're parodizing, whatever. I don't know if it's really parody at this point, but still, the legend of, and then completely mundane name. So we're like the legend of Michael, and then like the character you play is Michael.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go.
That's our game idea with 1 minute and 38 seconds left on the clock.
Nicely done. All right. It's our next 3 words. Are you ready?
I am. In 3, B, C. Go.
Thumb. C's.
All right.
Error.
Okay. C's and error both make me think it's like a computer thing. Thumb makes me think you're as small as a thumb. You're like Thumbelina.
Okay. Wait. Sorry. Do you want to finish?
No, I think you're going the same place I am.
Like the Magic School Bus episode where they go into the human body, except you're going into a computer.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
yes.
Great.
Okay, that was my idea. Being inside of a computer, but it did not reference it through the frame of the Fantastic Voyage Magic School Bus edition. Fantastic Journey. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't. I only know Magic School Bus.
Okay. All right. So you are a person who has shrunk down and entered your computer, and you have to battle the little techno goblins and whatnot inside to stop your computer from what were the 3 words?
Seizing, I guess. It's seize, thumb, and error. So
okay, error makes sense, but like, why did I think of what does seize make it?
I don't know, but you said
it made me think of computers, but like, is that a thing?
I don't know.
I think I thought of seize, and somehow that turned into fault, and
I don't know how that happened.
Yeah. Okay. It is SIEZE, right? Or SEIZE?
SEIZE, yeah.
Okay. So it's not SEAS. Okay. All right. Well, okay. All right. Seize has nothing to do with computers that my quick panicked Googling just brought up. Like there's no relation.
You can't even say like, oh no, my screen sees.
Okay.
I don't know. Is that anything?
You are a secret agent. Mm-hmm. Okay. You're a secret agent spy.
Yeah.
Whose laptop is about to get seized by the enemy government. And the only way to delete all the files and keep yourself safe is by shrinking down and going into the hard drive and blasting them yourself.
Yeah, no, I love it. The name of the game is called Diem.
Diem?
Seize the day.
Okay.
Seize the data. Diem sees the data.
Okay, Diem sees the data with 2 minutes and 35. I accidentally pressed the cancel button before I really registered the time, but we had like 2 minutes and 35 seconds left.
Like Carpe Diem sees the day. You get it, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was too good.
Wow.
Sees the data.
Is that the episode title?
Oh, yeah.
That's what that is, right there.
Unless, well, we don't know because
the third one could be better.
We'll see.
Okay.
Hard to beat, but we'll see. All right. Ready?
In beep, bop, blop, go.
Numbers just aren't good enough for us today. Prove, menu, and mold.
Oh.
Are you sad because it's another food game?
It's another food game. It's like another
What's funny is
restaurant
prove.
game.
I don't know how you spell it, but that's like letting bread rise, basically.
Yeah.
But we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that.
Prove, menu,
There's
and mold.
lots of other menus.
Well, okay.
Let's think about the other menus in the world.
Have we done bread baking specifically?
Yes,
but
twice.
Oh, twice.
I'm pretty sure. One of our first ones was where you make bread that you climb up to a window. There was another one that I think was bread specific. It might have been baguette specific.
Okay.
I don't know. I think there's been two specifically bread related.
Okay, because that's, I mean, it would be so easy.
It would be. They gave us
so
everything
easy.
for bread. But I don't know. I mean, it's up to us, I guess.
No,
like,
we gotta, so, okay.
All right, proof. That's like science. You have to prove your theory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or mathematics or.
Yeah. Mold. You
break
studying mold. Oh. You break the mold.
You break the mold
You
to
have to
prove yourself.
Fix it.
Mathematically on a computer menu.
It's a learn 'em up kids game. And it's teaching you how to prove things.
Okay, it's teaching you mathematical or logical proofs?
Yes.
Or both. It's actually doing both.
Is a proof not a proof? Proof? No.
Yeah. This
is prove.
Yeah, proof. I feel like we can bend it a little, right? Like
they're different words.
To prove. Wait, is that prove?
Yeah.
That's prove.
Prove.
No, prove has two O's.
No, this is pronounced prove.
What?
To establish the truth or validity, to demonstrate the reality, to show oneself to be what is specified or have a certain characteristic. To establish by the required amount of evidence. Did you think it was spelled P-R-O-O-V?
I did. I had the 16th to 18th century spelling in my head.
Of course you did.
Okay. Listen, though. Prove you prove something by providing proof. So I think we're getting needlessly stuck up.
Yeah. No. Probably. Yeah.
On the exact semantics or whatever. We're being pedantic here.
Sorry. Okay, so it's learn about kids for proving your theories.
Yeah.
The scientific method.
Yes.
You have a menu.
Well, yes. Oh, we could do scientific proofs, mathematical proofs, and logical proofs. There's so much we can do here. That's 3 different age levels. Okay.
I just don't know how menu fits in right now.
You use you select options from a menu to test your knowledge. That's how you prove to the game that you are knowledgeable on the subjects it learned you up.
Mm-hmm.
It presents a menu with options A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. And then when you select the correct one, that's your proof that you have proved. And yeah. Is that?
I guess they are like the same word. They're just.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
Okay. I guess. Yeah, that all makes sense. And then we're breaking the mold because you're proving interesting theories. That's the idea here.
Oh shoot! I forgot about mold. Oh god.
They can't all be winners. Okay?
I wanted us to be a hotshot scientist, mathematician who's breaking the mold.
Yeah.
Who's proving.
I think that's it.
Proving unprovable things.
Right.
Okay. All right.
That's the game.
Learn them up.
It doesn't have to be learn them up, I guess. I was just thinking proofs feel very learn them up to me.
They do.
Okay,
but we need a name.
Learn them up, kids. Dr. Destruction.
Okay, with 17 seconds left on the clock, Dr. Destruction came out of nowhere, but I'm going to take it.
That's because you said you were a groundbreaking scientist mathematician. Who's cooler than Dr. Destruction?
That's true.
Doing science.
Okay, in the Learn 'em Up Kids universe, is Dr. Destruction like a good guy?
Yeah, he's kind of he's like a neutral. He's
a neutral. He's a wild card.
Yeah, he's a lawful neutral. He has to be lawful because you have to abide by the scientific principles.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, that was the rapid fire round. I'm segueing this because I want to specifically say, send us your fan art of what you believe the Learn 'em Up Kids and Dr. Destruction look like too.
Absolutely. I think the Learn 'em Up kids. Oh, you're saying? I thought you said two. Like as
I forgot whether our our email address had pod,
Okay.
just pod or podcast.
It's podcast.
So I pointed to Claire for her to recite.
But I just thought you said two as in as well.
Also.
Like, oh, and draw the Learn 'em Up kids too. And then you pointed at me like it was my turn to talk. So I just started saying things. I was like, okay, sure, yeah.
Oh, God.
Love them,
no.
Learn 'em Up kids. Anyway, you can send that email to makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on social media, Make That Game Pod, which is our Instagram, Facebook, and another one.
And we will
TikTok.
we will post your fan art to all of those if you send it.
And if Threads lets us have multiple accounts, then we'll also be on Threads, but currently it won't. So we're not on Threads. Yes, I can only have one.
Interesting.
I'm assuming they'll do it similar to Instagram though very soon.
Yeah, where you'll be able to switch between accounts. It's weird that they didn't come from that day one because they already had it programmed in Instagram.
Yeah, that's why it's weird. So definitely, keep an eye out. I know you're all on Threads. I know everyone's on there, so keep an eye out. What else do we have? I think that's it. Oh, you can find us on Twitch. Twitch.tv/makethatgame. You can also find us on YouTube, youtube.com/@makethatgame. And if you heard a game idea today that you just need to exist right now in this world, you should probably go out there and make that game.